What's happening, boys and girls?
What's going on, guys?
Live here with the Rustbelt mechanic and
Captain Ron.
Captain Ron.
Dirty old Ron, for those who care.
So we are kind of testing out the waters of a couple of new things going on tonight. We're going to be talking about the channel, maybe some updates. We're going to see where you guys are kind of feeling and testing out the waters here. Rolling in, talking about some sweet old times that we've been having in the shop over the last week or so, and just seeing how everybody else has been doing. So how has everybody else been doing this week, Captain Ron?
Sorry, I am trying to sell a desk and get some stuff taken care of. I am doing pretty good. It was a pretty stressful week for me. Had a dash out of a Avenger to do a complete dash harness replacement on. That thing ate up like all of my week. Real quick, click that top one.
This?
Yep, that one right there. That way we don't have
Whatever.
computer noises. But yeah, that entire wiring harness for sorry, phone distractions. That wiring harness ate up my week. I was at Thursday with 12 hours and really kicked some ass on Friday and Saturday, and got myself to 50 hours. So it was a pretty hectic week, plus trying to get all the house stuff done, trying to get all the video stuff done. I'm working on videos. So yeah,
we've been ripping apart our house lately, as you guys saw in the last live stream. We're back down into the man cave now to be able to come live for you guys right here. This week I've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff at work. It has been a, we'll say, ProMaster conversion van kind of week. So any of the guys here or gals here in the chat, have you worked with conversion vans? Have you seen how cobbed up some of these cars are really put together? And I kind of wanted to bring that one up too within the chat on, hold on, can't hear myself. Some of the vehicles that come into the shop that have custom work done, and how much of a pain in the butt it really is to go through and have to work on these cars. I think one of the worst ones it would be to work on, if I didn't know it myself, my truck. Like, you know, it pisses me off when I get those kind of cars. But if I were to get my truck in there and look up under the dash, I would just be like, nope, fuck that. Big old bucket of no way.
You want to talk about custom? You're like the epitome of custom at this point.
Uh-huh. You should see after what happened today.
It's only going to get worse.
Uh-huh.
Only going to get worse.
If it's not broken fix, it says, nope, he works on zero-turn lawnmowers. You don't get a whole lot other than maybe some custom light bar action on those. Ooh. Or maybe a beer koozie, beer holder. Yeah, that would be some custom work for those. So, Ryan, we actually reset everything. We've got to transfer over all the points and everything on here. We will be getting more. It doesn't show pretty much anything on here right now, but we'll have to transfer all those over. Okay. And we're going to be going over to some different, we'll say, giveaways, and we'll be starting to use the live stream and the stream bots and everything for this one.
We need to mod that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like he said, we moved the computer that was upstairs that was basically the video editing computer, and my computer, which is the one that we actually stream from all the time, is now sitting over that way somewhere, not hooked up at all. So all the old point system and stuff that's in there, nothing transferred over, but once I get that computer hooked back up, I'm going to go through, grab all those points, we're going to transfer them over, and then that way you guys aren't missing out on anything in case we do in the future decide to do something with those points.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So one of the first things that I wanted to bring up to you guys tonight on, there's going to be a couple of changes that I'm wanting to do with the channel. And the first one doesn't have really anything to do with the channel, but it's going to be something additional that I'm going to be kind of testing the waters with. Here with the live stream, we get all kinds of interaction and everything. I mean, right now we've got 25 people in here. It's a little short, but I love the interaction that we have with you guys. But the hardest part is when we go for an hour here on live stream, you know, not very many people want to go back and listen through it if they actually get to, watching it. So I think what we're going to test the waters with is a podcast. Maybe here coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be starting our very own. And then I wanted to get some input from you guys on maybe what to call that podcast. We've come up with a couple of names for the podcast, and we'll kind of throw it in, and we're going to do a poll here tonight on the Streamlabs event for this one. But I kind of wanted to get some ideas from you for Captain Ron and I for running a podcast between the two of us. And then also on top of that, if you guys do listen to podcasts, how long of a podcast do you prefer to listen to? We've gotten through a couple of podcasts, and actually Toolheads Crate does some advertising on a podcast called Grease the Wheels. If you guys haven't gone and checked that one out, you really need to. It is a good one.
The Rusty Pod.
The Rusty Pod.
I like that.
I don't see the good one in that. So far we have a couple of them.
Just go ahead and throw the poll up. 1
or 2 hour max. I see that one. So the podcast that what I'm used to seeing is roughly, we're thinking in the term of somebody who's driving to work, and you may not be listening at work, but you're on your commute. So we kind of want to make it within a commute time.
We want it to be digestible.
Yes. 25, 35 minutes maybe. If you guys think longer, tell us why you think it should be longer for it. Yeah, I thought about doing that one, but the problem is with transferring the live stream over to that, it's a lot of talk and chat. I take a lot of input from you guys and seeing how much you want to actually converse here in with it, and somebody who's listening just from the audio is going to, feel left out. We'll put it that way. So I don't really want to convert the live stream over unless I was to converse less with you guys, which I don't really want to do in the first place. So I think we're going to be doing this version of it where we're just going to do a podcast. Captain Ron will probably be on half the time anyways.
I'm only going. Wait, when? Tonight? I'll be here. I gotta go take care of something real quick.
Corey says my drive is about 40 minutes. 40 minutes to an hour drive for you guys too? Okay. All right. I can see that one.
I mean, to be honest, 40 minutes is not a terrible time.
Right.
You gotta think of it think about in our situation, we have people, especially even in this family, that drive a half hour, 40 minutes just to get to work. I mean, granted, you and I, we drive 5 minutes. That's not going to make a very good podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But we have people in our family that drive 30 minutes. There's people I know that drive an hour to get to work.
Uh-huh.
And that's nothing out of the ordinary or nothing, nothing uncommon.
I gotcha. So, yeah, within that amount of time frame, I think it'll be nice. It'll be a little bit more structured. And we're going to move this because I said I could. We're going to make it a little bit more structured and be able to just go into a lot more detail, some of the things that I guess we'll put some tales from the week. I run into all kinds of crazy stuff living here within the Rust Belt, and we'll say I'm in central Hickville, USA. So on top of that, we get some pretty crazy vehicles that come into the shop, and I get some pretty crazy stories. So being able to throw some of those stories within the live stream and within the podcast, I think will be pretty cool. Now within talking about that one, do we want to include, do we want to just talk about tools, or I'm just getting the feelers out here. Do we want to talk about technician woes and my thoughts on the industry? Do we want to do crazy stories? Because I'm sure I could go into detail for 30, 40 minutes on some of these crazy stories. And, I'll even test the waters with one tonight. We'll go into a Rustbelt podcast story for this evening. We'll start that one. We'll kick it over at about 8:30, and we'll do that one. The books. I remember those books. Now I'm waiting to be able to see Junk from Work, because Junk from Work, I sent him a version of those books, a newer upgrade of one of those books, and I really want to hear him read it. He said he was going to, but he has not done it yet. I'm kind of disappointed. I really want to hear him do that one. Hard to converse with any amount of depth with short episodes. Yeah, that's true. But we're going to be talking about, if you guys want to hear the stories within the podcast, if you want me to go over news in the automotive world, which I think that one's kind of beaten like a dead horse. If you want to see any amount of automotive news podcasts, I'm pretty sure there's 30 of them out there. So I don't want to do that one nearly as much. Ultimately, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but, I'm just kind of getting a feel of what you guys would prefer to listen to in that one. Advertising for SP Tools? No, it will definitely not be. Not the podcast in any form. Now, I have been reached to by a couple of companies who want to do sponsors, but sponsors for such kind of podcasts, if you guys have heard some of the automotive style podcasts, they usually get like a 30-second snippet before the episode starts, and that's what the advertising portion of that is going to be. The actual podcast itself is going to be talking about my daily occurrences within the automotive field, how I came to start out in the automotive world, maybe some of the woes, maybe some of the technical challenges we come into as technicians. I really like to see and get out ideas for the newer techs that are coming into the industry, and to be able to tell them stories and give them ideas of things that they might see coming up into the near future. So that might be some portion of it where we can go off to that one. Bowling practice, Aiden. Good luck on that one, buddy. Man, I wish bowling. I used to bowl a lot. It used to be a good time. I used to golf a lot too, if you guys didn't know that one. I like discussion about the latest in repairing and servicing FCA vehicles. Oh, really? We realize that many others might not find that interesting. FCA vehicles, yep. We're going to get all kinds of crazy stuff. We go into a million stories on that one. Carm Caprito's podcast? No, I have not. So I'll admit that I really don't listen to that many podcasts right now. Like 2. I legit listen to 2 podcasts. Grease the Wheels is going to be one of them, and Micro, that's the way I heard it. So those are the 2 podcasts that I listen to right now, because I legit don't have much of any other time during the day. So I can't really get a baseline for what a podcast is supposed to do. And I'm going to have to do a whole lot of research anyways on the background and how, it gets spread across all the different venues, on how it gets out to all the listeners and everything on top of that. That's just, details schmetails. But we're definitely going to roll forward on it. I've had a lot of people that have showed interest in it, as well as sponsors who has showed interest in not only the channel, but putting some form of a podcast out. So I think that it would be something neat to do. So I need to see more name ideas, though. You guys are really, really creative, so we need to see more automotive name ideas. The different ones that we have right now are tool heads, which, that one fits for what we do. Tales from the Rustbelt, and tools, techs, and flat rate torture. Those are the 3 that we have so far. Corey, elbow deep. I'm gonna add that one because that one is original. I'm writing this stuff down. Just write that down. Okay. Any other good ones? Fucking Fenders podcast. The 11th finger. That's a good one.
What?
Tyler, the Toolheads crates ship out on the 15th of every single month. So the crates ship out on the 15th. When you get charged for the next month is going to be on the 20th. And then on the cutoff date for that specific month is going to be midnight on the 9th. So technically 12:01 on the 10th is the cutoff time for getting that. So if you want to receive August's Toolheads Crate, you have to have subscribed by August 9th midnight at 9, between the 9th and the 10th. That is the cutoff date for that one. Rusty Nuts Podcast. There we go. The 15th, Andy, not the 17th. Always on the 15th. And if the 15th falls on a Sunday, it will ship out on the 14th, one day prior. Because we aren't going to be late with this shit. How about throwing rods? Rustbelt Mafia. I need to get a shirt that says that. We need some Rustbelt Mafia shirts. Everybody's got Mafia shirts. Well, we're going to throw that one in there. Add that one into the list. That's a good one. Maintenance Man coming into the house. What's up, boys? Maintenance Man, I want to hear some really good ideas, especially if you've been drinking tonight. I'm going to be starting a podcast up. We've been talking about it here for the last little bit, and we're coming up with names for what to call the podcast for myself and Captain Ron. So I want to hear some Maintenance Man goodies here. Let's see that one. Lean Bean Wrenching Machine. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. I think we could get a little bit more on that one, but it's not bad. Lean Code Mafia. We could build off the Lean Code one. That's not bad. So also, this last weekend, who got to see the video that I just put out yesterday with the tinting of headlights? Sorry, it's broke podcast.
Sorry, it's broke podcast.
Yep,
I like that.
it's broke. Oh, he's sober, so you're not going to be able to think about anything? Come on, man. PO 420. There we go. That's not bad. Ryan, you saw it? So I got to do some work with the Ironclad Tint Company that I went into to be able to do that one. And it wasn't my truck. That's a badass truck, though. That's my service manager, Alex. That's his truck. He bought it a couple weeks ago, and we're going to be doing some more stuff to that one. So we're going to see a whole lot coming out in the form of 2018 Ram content. We've swapped over the wheels and stuff from another vehicle, so they're blacked out wheels. They did the paint match bumper, and then we did the custom tinted headlights, which I think turned out just spot on. Really spot on. We did the lumen count reading prior to. It ended up being right around, I want to say like 450, 500 lumen stock factory bulbs. And then we did the tint to all the headlights and then added some newer JDM A-Star 8th generation LED lights. So after doing the upgrade to it, and we put in the tint, and then we put in the brand new bulbs, and the tint that we put in was a mid-grade sheen, and it was 24%, which is mid-grade. I think it's a little bit darker than mid-grade, but that's what it was. And we still had factory light output or more. It was about 90 lumens over factory output, which I think is pretty darn good for the look that we got onto that one.
Did you move the camera?
Nope. I scooted myself over.
Oh.
There's the captain.
I'll just lean in. What's up, guys? Sorry.
Straight Six Fan was wondering where you were at. He was missing the captain.
I'm here. I'm running around like a crazy person.
Rusty Wrench Podcast.
It's kind of cool.
That one's not bad. Where's my 10? That one's going on the list. Where's my 10? Add that one.
You haven't started it yet, I assume?
No.
Okay.
I'm just getting poll options here, and then we'll do some voting on here for it, just to see what everybody thinks.
Rustbelt Mafia?
Boats and hose.
I already say no to that one.
Well, good thing your vote doesn't count.
Bitch, please. This is a Democratic.
Yeah, not from the top end, though. The people are speaking here, Ron. Come on, you have to listen to the people.
I am a peoples.
No, you don't count as a peoples. You are sub-peoples. The Forgotten 10. That's a good one.
Spell it right.
Listen here, Mr. Dictionary. We're going to be voting on what podcast name that we want to create here. We're going to be making a podcast starting up here in the next couple of weeks. So we're going through a couple of the ideas and options for that kind. Tools and tires. That could have been added on there.
Tools, texts, and tires.
Mm-hmm. But nobody likes doing tires. Who would want to listen to that one?
I do tires all the time, dude.
I know. The Rusty and Cap.
See?
Mm-hmm.
People care about the captain.
Wait for the last one.
D's Nuts Podcast.
Funny thing.
Yeah, funny thing about that.
Literally, before we came on, I'm trying to type up a couple of different names because I'm, of course, procrastinating on coming up with some of these ideas ahead of time, which I was hoping to have. And I'm just like typing in random shit, D's Nuts, and Ron's like, nope. Can't put that in there because literally everybody will vote for that.
Yeah, if we put D's Nuts Podcast, we'll have 500 votes for D's Nuts and 1 vote for something else because it'll be the 1 vote that he does different than everybody else.
T Rusty Podcast.
It is not perfect, Andrew.
The maintenance man says tools and blow.
Hey, maintenance man, this podcast isn't going to be 4 hours, so I'm just saying.
Behave or you'll get the Rustbelt. I
thought you were on my side, Straight Six.
I don't think about that one.
Here he was like, "Where's Captain? Where's the captain?" And then now I'm like getting like
redheaded stepchild. That's a good one. I'm gonna make a little tweak to that one.
What?
We're gonna say clangs, bangs, and thrown rods. That one's going on the list. Yep. He likes the puns.
Hey, we got an order.
Captain Ron can be like all Guillermo on the Tonight Show. Guillermo. I gotcha. Captain Ron and the other guy.
I like it. Done.
Rusty's Nuts.
That's a little too close to copywriting.
Uh-huh. Boost on stock internals. I don't know what that one's like at all. Whatever. Speaking of
bullshit. Come back up
boost on stock internals, we got some really cool stuff coming up for the Duramax, and we're gonna be pushing the envelope just a little bit here this next weekend. Myself, Captain Ron, Truckmaster, and Matt from Diesel Pros, who he features a lot up on his channel. We're going to be going up to HSP Diesel. We're stepping up to the big boys. We're going up to their facility up in Romeo, Michigan this next weekend. Forge Nuts Podcast. Boosting and boozing. That's not bad.
How about Stuck Nuts Podcast?
No. So we're going to be going up to HSP Diesel this next weekend, talking with the owner up there, which is Joe. He's a really cool guy. They are very down to earth. They're about the furthest thing from a big corporation kind of setting that it comes from, and I think we're going to get some really great content from that one for you guys who do enjoy the Duramax content. So we're going to be going up there, and we're getting a little bit of something custom made for the Duramax. Now, when we're talking about boost and stock internals, we're still keeping the stock internals. I think I'm going to push this thing just up to that a little bit further. At the truck show up in Wisconsin, we were able to run the Duramax on the dyno there, and we pushed 640 horse at 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. On stock internals, still.
Rusted torque.
Mm-hmm. Tools, diesel, and at.
How about the Tip 'em and Ship 'em
Mal-
podcast?
Malfunctioning Tip'em Nation. One drink Ron. That's a good... You didn't even say that one.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
I wanted you to find that.
Uh-huh. I see.
Screw you.
When we'll be announcing the SP Tools Impact giveaway winner. That one will be announced on a video that will be coming out this coming Thursday. So you have until Wednesday night at midnight to get in on that contest. And if all of you guys who are in here in the chat have not gotten to that one, I put out a video this last week on the SP Tools Mini Impact Gun. It's the 1/2-inch impact, micro impact. And giving that one away with SP Tools, you actually aren't going to get that one. You're going to get a brand spanking new one shipped to you from SP. All you guys have to do is go to that video, comment, enter me, ENTER space ME, and that will get you guys entered into that portion. You also have to go over to Instagram and sign up to follow SP Tools USA on Instagram. And you got to be subscribed to the Rustbelt Mechanic, and which you 30-some people in here should be already. So let's hope you're at least to that point. That's all you guys got to do for that one. There's no cost in entry or anything like that. It's just entering and being able to give it a little bit of appreciation back to the followers here on the channel. I really do appreciate all of the support that I've gotten here on the channel. So doing some giveaways are going to be something really awesome. And I'm actually going to be teaming up with them on doing a couple of more giveaways coming up after that one. But the bigger one, which I wanted to get to the next point on the news line, we'll come back to the podcast. We'll circle our way back around on that one. But we wanted to come up with something even better, because if you guys have seen on the channel, we are cruising right on up on the subscriber count, and we're knocking on that 20,000 subscriber door. That one is something that I never really thought that I would come to, at least this point. I thought I'd be at least a couple of years out on getting to that one, but evidently people like watching the content and like seeing what we're talking about. Rustbelts Tech and Tools Podcast. That was not bad. I'll even throw that one in. Knuckle Busting Podcast. Well, I know there's a Knuckle Busters at some point. I don't know if it's a podcast, but I know there's a channel for that one, so I'll look into that one. I'll put it in here, though. Add that one in. I want to write this one in here. And Tools Podcast. We can do something with cross-threaded too. Cross-threaded and off-kilter. That'd be a good one. Something around there. But anyways, back to the point of talking about this one. New subscriber coming in. Thanks for subscribing to the channel today. So we're going to be looking into doing a killer giveaway for the channel coming up on 20K, which we're getting there a lot faster than I originally thought we were going to. 410 in the house. What is up, Tony? If anybody hasn't checked out Mr. Tony's channel over at 410 Auto Tech, you really should. He is a GM tech up in the Northeast region, also working on rusty, crusty automobiles, just like the Rustbelt. Chris M., fellow Mopar technician, also who has an amazing channel as well. Make sure you guys go and check him out. We are talking about quite a few things tonight about an upcoming pending podcast that myself and Captain Ron are going to be starting over the next couple of weeks. We're trying to get some names for that podcast coming up. So if you to come up with any of the newer ideas for the podcast, throw those in there. And then we are going to be doing a big giveaway for the 20,000 mark. And so Thursday, we're doing the giveaway video for the SP Tools Mini Impact Gun. That one will be out this Thursday. And at the rate we're going, I think we're going to hit 20K next weekend. So I think that I'm going to pre-make the video for doing the giveaway on this one. And it is definitely going to be, I guess, catered more to the people who have been with the channel and who have supported me, myself, my family, Captain Ron, and everything from the beginning. So the longer you've been with it, there will be, I guess, merits to it. And it's, people may say, oh no, it's like one-sided or whatever, but you know what? It's my giveaway. I can do what I want. And I say that I'm going to show more appreciation to the people who have been here longer, to show that you guys have killed it along with me, and we have been step by step along the way. So you're going to get a little bit better of a chance at winning whatever it may be. I'm not going to let you guys know yet, but we're putting this way. It's going to be a really big thing that we're giving away. Maybe not in size, but in cost and savings for you, it'll be a good one. It'll be a really good one. Been with your channel for a while and you've grown almost 20K. Literally, Chris M was the third channel that I subscribed to when I joined YouTube on here and started the Rustbelt Mechanic thing. I mean, I had my personal one, but I switched it over to Rustbelt Mechanic June. Yeah, I think it was May or June of 2019. So we've been doing it for just over a month. We're like a year. We're like a year and 2 months into the channel right now. So we've been going up pretty fast, pretty quick. Hayabusa Smart Cart? Hell no, you guys wouldn't be getting that. I'd be doing fucking Donut Nation in that thing. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be giving that one away.
I'm back.
What's up from SoCal? Thanks for tuning in. Eric says, always great content. Thank you. I appreciate that one. The Metric Rust broadcast. 410's in here. Chris M's in here.
What's up, guys?
No, Andrew V, you're not getting the mini either. You're not going to pry that one out of the wife's hands. It's something that the wife wouldn't ever use anyways. So it's going to be something useful for a technician. So that's what I'm giving. Nothing else. You can't make me say it. So that giveaway, I have a feeling, is going to be coming out probably next weekend. So the more people we can get to subscribe to the channel faster, we will get there faster.
Speaking of new subscribers, you just got one.
Damn, Skippy, we did.
Thanks, Alex.
Mm-hmm. So where are we at on the subscriber count right now? Right now we are sitting at 19,419 subscribers. So we're doing pretty darn good. These videos that we've been putting out lately have actually been doing pretty darn good. So that one has definitely helped.
The three Ugga Dugga Nation.
Ugga Duggas. All the Ugga Duggas.
Go back over to chat so I can read.
Listen here, man who comes in late.
Bullshit comes in late. I'm the one taking care of bullshit, man.
You don't get to boss me around. Always enjoys the videos from you and Ron. I'm subbed to both channels, and we have been so busy in the shop, backed up with work, no time for videos. There's always time for videos. Trust me, you don't work more than 12 hours a day. There's always time for videos, but it's just a point of how much extra time do you want to put into videos. I put too much time into videos.
Videos are technically work.
For me right now, videos are technically work. I definitely do that one. Yep.
Your growth is from Captain Ron drinking pineapple ale from Dust Boot. It should happen again.
It definitely helped. It definitely helped. We should do that one. Should that be thrown in? Because you could get a custom signed autograph boot from the captain for a giveaway. But you have to drink 2 cases of pineapple beer through it prior to.
2 cases?
2 packs. Because I want to see what you're like after you drink 2 packs. I know how you are after you drink one, and it's already squirrely enough. Can we just switch it
to something I actually like?
Nope. That would be way too easy. Everybody knows that.
I mean, you're going to get the same result.
Brad's Workbench.
Brad's Workbench.
What's up, buddy? Finished up a radio today on a 2500. And crank up. Crank sensor came apart. Well, put it this way, at least on a 6.7, the crank sensor is about one of the easiest crank sensors to get a hold of.
Fucking
and get
Andrew and Corey. God damn.
Yep.
I'll draw a big dick on it and send it to you. How's that?
The signed leg lamp.
I will literally draw a big old dick and sign Dirty Old Ron to it.
Come on. You could be a good team player, Captain Ron. Don't be so salty.
Worst thing is I gotta touch it.
Uh-huh. You would. We would have a slow-mo video just for that one.
I'm good.
Oh, that is a good one. Very good.
What all you talked about since I've been busy?
I don't know. All kinds of stuff. We've gotten all kinds of cool new things on here for the poll.
I saw
that
those.
We're going to do.
Yes, I see those.
And then we're going to do I guess a test run for Tales from the Rustbelt. I'm going to do a Rustbelt story tonight. I haven't decided exactly which one I want to tell.
I am sitting in a different chair and kind of a little bit further back. So no, I didn't shrink. We've moved we've moved things around, and
he didn't want to sit in one of the bar stools cuz they hurt his butt.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. Those things are uncomfortable as fuck.
I've sat in one every single time and I've not been complaining.
I just didn't want to sit in it. I want to be comfortable.
Can we do multiple channels on Streamlabs OBS? He is actually going to get ready to do a video.
I was actually getting ready to say, can I talk about that?
Actually, yeah, go ahead and talk about it. Let's let the Captain Ron roll.
I'm going to move this so people can see me. Hi, Captain Ron here.
Pancake ass.
So, what I put out a very short live stream on my channel the other day while I was sitting there doing flooring, talking about I noticed on Old Car Auto Guy and Straight Six's videocast that they do on Thursday nights, that they ended up having to cancel because Google Hangouts on air is no longer supported by YouTube. So I had the idea that I wanted to do a video to help out all the people that are in the automotive community and the rest of YouTube who may or may not know this. But I'm going to do a video over how to use OBS and use another program that I think is going to be a really good program to segue to kind of get things going with doing the multiple people on a live stream. For those of you guys who are familiar with it, there's a program out there called Discord. It is basically where you can create different servers to have huge chat rooms, all about different topics. You can basically set it up any way you want. But the nice thing that they've implemented is that they went in and you can do group personal messages or direct messages between 1 or up to 9 people, and do an actual video conference within that. So essentially what it's going to be in the video is going to be me showing you guys how to go about getting on Discord, how to go about setting up group channels, and then doing a video conference within Discord. Then you take OBS and you actually use it to broadcast what you're viewing through Discord. I know it's a little bit confusing at the moment, just me going and rattling it all off, but the video is going to be really intuitive. I actually do need a couple people for the video just so that I can use them for examples and test subjects in Discord. If you guys are interested, either shoot me an email over at thecptnron@gmail.com or hit me up on Instagram, one of the two. But I'm going to use it to kind of show people what having 2, 3, 4, 5 people on Discord at one time looks like, and you go over some of the features of it. So stay tuned for that on my channel, and that'll be something that'll hopefully help out everybody that wants to use that for the multiple people live streams.
No, Chris, it'll still work on Streamlabs. Will still work on YouTube here. That's what we're using right now.
Yeah, we literally have Streamlabs up, which Streamlabs allows you to have a little bit more, interaction with your viewers.
It's made more for Twitch usually.
It is. It's really made for Twitch, but YouTubers can use it as well. But like you've seen pop up over here whenever we get a new subscriber, including this up here. That helps with, just showing, having your name on the screen. A lot of people like seeing that. It just helps with interactivity of the actual chat. You can put your chat log up on the screen if you want to. Do a whole bunch of awesome things. But yeah, it definitely does work with YouTube, because obviously we're using it right now. But it does take a little bit to get set up, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm making the video, is just to help people kind of get through the whole process of getting it set up. And then once it's all set up, it's pretty much you set it, forget it, and go live.
Cool. Thank you, Captain Ron, for that one. And we are going to keep watching out for Captain Ron's video on being able to do that for your live stream and, connecting with other YouTubers within live streams.
You sound super robotic right now.
Super robotic?
You're like, thank you, Captain Ron.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it went.
Exactly. I think James wanted to know how your poop was.
It was very healthy.
It was a healthy one?
No, I sold one of my old desks that I had over in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go get that taken care of.
Sure. All right, so now we're going to figure out how to do this one. What's your thoughts on the 2019 Durango GT Blacktop? It's a Durango.
Pretty much.
The Durango GTs, they got 3.6 liter V6s.
What up, Junk from
Pretty
work?
good. Junk from work in the house. What's up, man? We were going to run this poll, but I need to see some Junk from work input on it. We're going to get ready to start a podcast, the Captain Ron and myself. And we're going to start it here in the next couple of weeks, and we're kind of hammering out all of the intricacies of it, working with some people who are going to be helping to sponsor it. But the thing we're falling short on is coming up with a really cool name. And we need to see some junk from work input on it. We've got a whole list of things that we've been kind of going throughout the night here. But I want to see some of your input, too, on this one. We have to have at least one of yours to vote on here. And we're going to be throwing up. We've got 10 names on the board right now. We're going to be doing a little vote session here for it as well. Name for a podcast. Podcast for myself and Captain Ron. We're going to be starting here in the next couple of weeks. That's funny. Aww. Podcast. That's original, Andy. That's super original. Just name it podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast. I wonder if it's been taken.
I guarantee it has.
You think so?
Guarantee it.
So we're gonna do the voting. Ginger and the beard.
Ginger and the beard.
Ginger and the beard.
So
the ones that we have...
Sounds like a Smokey and the Bandit ripoff.
Oh, okay, Andy. The ones that we have so far. We have Toolheads, which, that is us. Tales from the Rustbelt. Tools, Techs, and Flat Rate Torture. Elbow Deep.
Why don't you just... Oh, wait,
we're just giving it to him. The
Twisted
Rusty
Steel and Sex Appeal.
We have the Rustbelt Mafia. Where's my 10mm? The Forgotten 10mm. Clangs, Bangs, and Thrown Rods. Knucklebusters. Rustbelts Tech and Tools Podcast. All the Ugga-Duggas. That's what we've got left on there.
I'm curious of something.
Soul Theft Podcast. Busting Nuts with a Z. We're going to put that one in there.
There's a podcast called Audio Knucklebusters.
No problem, Shane. So Shane is on Dustin's Snap-on route.
Oh.
So that was pretty cool. We got to talk to Snap-on route. I said, hey, this guy who's over on my other route, he watches your channel quite often. So it was really cool to see that one actually local. Yeah, I've been fanboyed a couple of times in the last week. Most of the time when I'm at lunch, which is super at an inopportune time because I just kind of want to sit out and chill in the air conditioning away from annoying people and technicians, but it happens.
Annoying people.
Mm-hmm. What happened to D's Nuts podcast? No, we're not putting that one in there because that would be the one. That would definitely be the one.
We want it to be a legit poll. We don't want anything to sway somebody one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. LBZs and shop fees. That's pretty good.
That's getting a little specific though.
Yeah, so it's punny, but still good. Very punny.
You also have to think about, like, for example, with Grease the Wheels, they talk about how they have the Grease the Wheels Nation and stuff like that. You want to make sure that it's a name that's going to, you're going to have something that's going to name your group, your following, your subscribers.
So we're going to vote on it here real soon. And this may not be the one, but this is going to be put into, we'll say, the hat for the finals. We'll do more voting later on. Because like I said, this podcast, it's a work in progress, and we're probably going to start it here. Probably, my guess is 2 or 3 weeks out on this one. So it's going to be
1st of September.
It's going to be tweaked around.
After Labor Day.
How do we run this one?
You hit start.
Just hit start, and then it'll show up over there.
Before we start this, you guys do have the option to vote for 2 of the names. Not 1, but 2. So if you like 2 of them, vote for 2 of them. If you like one a lot, then you can vote for one of them twice. But you're only going to get 2 votes.
Yep, 2 votes. Everybody's going to get 2 votes. Do something to talk about mechanics life. Like crew or shop. Yeah. All right, so we're going to run this one right now, and we'll see what everybody thinks.
We need to use the timer and set it for like...
How much time we got left? 13
minutes.
So I can talk for 12 minutes on my story for the evening. And where's the start button? All right, starting. So does it give them?
That's a good question.
I don't know how we run this poll thing.
So everybody type in the someone type in the chat. Well, I can do it. Never mind. I don't want a million people flooding it. No thanks. Do this. Go to that.
We'll get the technical things rolling through here.
No thanks. That's me talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know we don't see anything going. Hang on.
We're figuring it out. Voting.
I didn't do it.
That didn't work.
Okay. Hit stop. Don't be typing an exclamation mark poll. It doesn't work. Let me do some figuring out real quick.
Figuring out. So in the meantime, while Captain Ron's doing the figuring out, we're going to Rustbelt's story for the evening. So picture this. We are in the Rustbelt, and we're in this little podunk town, and we just hired a new lube tech. New lube tech rolls in, and we'll say he's a little bit more on the different side of the tracks. He has not been really involved in automotive technical things for very long. He says he has, but he really hasn't.
Are we talking about me?
No, we're not. Not this time. We're not giving you the time of day on that one, Captain.
Fine.
Uh-huh. So he is very green in the automotive field. Even though he says, oh, I've worked on quite a few things. I've worked here and there. He's not too cocky. He's kind of shy. So he's our new lube tech, running through the shop, doing things left and right. And I noticed there's some little bit of quirks to him. He's a little bit different. I notice as he walks through doors, he grabs the door, opens it up 4 inches, puts it back, and then opens it up and walks through it every time he walks through the door. And over the next couple of weeks, I noticed some more OCD tendencies to him. And it begins to get a little bit, hilarious on some aspect, because I actually started noticing it, even though not very many people did. So he starts walking around the shop, and he would go to the water, station to wash his hands, and he'd wash his arms like 4 times. He would wash them once, rinse them, wash them again, rinse them, wash them again 4 times. Had to do it like 3 or 4 times. He's not autistic, but he does have, I guess, some OCDs or some version of the autism. It's very, very slight. Nice guy, smart kid, one of the nicest people, and talks normally. If you were in a conversation with him, you wouldn't know anything would be different about that. That's all right. We don't have to do it now.
You keep talking. I'm going to do stuffs.
Captain Ron. All right, we're going to move this over then to where we can actually see me. So this technician is going to Tech Club meeting in September. I don't know if I'm going to yet or not, Shane. But I was thinking about it, but I don't know yet. So he's very OCD. And one day, it hits worse than other days. He just it must be an off day for him. And he comes in, and he gets given an oil change right off the bat, first thing in the morning. Like, before he even walks into the building, they call him up for an oil change. And it's a manual transmission. First off, we didn't know that he couldn't drive a manual transmission, but he tried. In the service drive, he comes into, and he grinds a couple of things, stalls it, dies. Grinds a gear, stalls it, dies. So we're like, oh, do you know how to drive it or not? And he's like, no, I really don't. Okay, we'll pull it around for him. We pull it all the way around. So he's flustered. So that's working him up first thing. Now he starts to do the oil change. He walks up to the vehicle, and he's opened the hood, puts the hood up, looks around inside of the engine bay, left and right, shakes his head, closes the hood. All right. Walks around to the side of the vehicle, resets the legs on the one side, goes in, checks them, pulls them back out, puts them back underneath the vehicle, checks them, and then walks around the vehicle to the driver's door, pops the hood, walks around to the vehicle, opens up the hood. Looking around. I don't even know what he's looking for at this point, but he's looking, for a good 15, 20 seconds. Opens the hood, looks, doesn't see what he's looking for, I guess, and he closes the hood. Walks around to the driver's side of the car. Goes down, sets the rack on it, checks himself, brings the rack back. Goes to set the rack again, checks everything, makes sure it's all in alignment, and it looks good. Opens up the driver's side door, pops the hood, walks around to the front of the vehicle, opens up the hood. Looking around. Okay, closes the hood. Walks around to the side of the rack, and at this point, it's getting a little bit on the comical side. Like, I am trying really, really hard not to go just bananas on this. And at this point, also, one of the other technicians has kind of noticed what's going on with this one. So we've noticed. Hold on. So we've noticed what's going on for it, and he's getting still a little bit more flustered yet. So he starts putting the vehicle up. Vehicle slowly going up, and it gets to about 3.5 feet off the ground. Stops what he's doing. Walks around the rack, and we have where you have to pull the safety tabs to allow the rack to go down. Pulls the one on the passenger side, pulls the one on the driver's side, and then pulls the handle, lets the car go down to the ground. Walks around to the driver's door, opens it up, pops the hood, lifts the hood up. Looks around, closes the hood. Puts the vehicle back around, goes back to the motor, hits it, raises the vehicle all the way up. Uses his flashlight, looks around, goes back over, pulls the tabs, lowers the vehicle. At this point, I'm almost to the point where it's gotten past comical and it's getting frustrating. Like, I'm sitting here, like, my hands are like sweating just watching him walking around the car for his 37th time now. He lowers the car all the way back to the ground, walks around to the driver's door, opens it up, pops the hood, opens the hood up, looks inside. He actually touches a couple of things this time, goes around, even sets the hood latch up. Like, whoa, we're getting somewhere. I think we're good to go. Looks around, and so I turn back around about a minute and a half later, and he's still looking around under the hood. I said, okay, maybe he's, I guess, trying to find something specific. Maybe it's not an oil change. And then I go out and talk to the service manager and said, yeah, it's an oil change. What's taking him so long? He's like 21 minutes into it, and he hasn't done a damn thing yet. Going there, has the hood open, pulls the hood thing up, and drops the hood. Walks around to the driver's door, opens the driver's door, pops the hood lever, pulls the hood open for the, I believe, 7th time now? 7 times. And I'm just sitting there, and I guess the older technician who's next to me, he was my mentor at the time, big burly guy. And I'd look over to him, I said, I swear to God, if this guy drops the hood one more time, I'm going to throw a wrench across the shop because I'm done watching it. I can't do it. And he's like, if you don't, I will. I'm like, okay. Looks around, 30 seconds later, closes the hood. Immediately, I'm like, God damn it. I was just so pissed. And then, I'm not one to get violent or anything like that, but from the right side of my head goes flying by this large shiny object, flies across the shop, bam, hits the wall right next to the kid, and he about shits his pants. Big Ralph evidently had been watching him the entire time as well, and he just went ballistic, I guess, when he closed the hood for the 8th or 9th time without doing anything to it. Threw the wrench across the shop, nails the wall. Kid shit his pants. He was bad off. He didn't have a good day at that point, and later that day ended up quitting. That was his final day working at the shop. I felt bad about it, but it was one of those things where I got so frustrated in watching him, and seeing that kind of a technician starting to come up would just be something that would be very bad, and I don't see it getting a whole lot better, at least in the shop where we worked at. So yeah, that was a funny one. And Captain Ron still haven't really figured it out? Kinda what?
I'm working on it.
That's alright, we don't have to do it right now. Because we are coming up on the 9 o'clock hour, in which lots of other channels are going to be going live here soon. So that is my story for the evening. So we didn't figure out exactly how the polls are working on here. It's not working right now. So we're going to have to go through and do it another way. Even do anything in a shop. Yeah, I don't see how they could either. I guess I could read through it. So I'm going to read through 12 items here. For the people who are still here, I'm going to read through these 12 items, and if you can remember...
Hang on.
As I go to read it... What?
Nothing, I can just do this. Well, never mind.
No. That's alright, we're done. Okay, I'm going to read through here, and whatever you guys can remember, go ahead and throw it up, and Captain Ron can get out a handy-dandy piece of paper, like that old school thing, and just tally down.
Who does that shit?
Uh-huh. That's right.
Fine.
Uh-huh. Piece of paper, and we're going to vote through these ones. So, we have, listen closely. No, it's not these nuts. It's, number 1 is tool heads with a Z.
You're going to throw me off.
Absolutely here. Original. Next one is Tales from the Rustbelt. Next one is going to be Tools, Techs, and Flat Rate Torture. Next one is Elbow Deep. Next is the Rustbelt Mafia. Number 5 is Where's My 10mm? Next one is The Forgotten 10mm. 7 is clangs, bangs, and thrown rods. Number 8 is knuckle busters. Number 9 is Rustbelt Tech and Tool Podcast. Number 10 is going to be all the Ugga-Duggas. Number 11 is going to be busting nuts with a Z, of course. Can't have it with an S, with a Z. And then the last one on the list is going to be breakaway torque. So there are the 12 options that we have as of right now that kind of pass the Rustbelt test. I'd be okay with pretty much anything. Especially the Rustbelt Mafia.
All right, go back to console so I can see you chat.
Rustbelt Mafia. Ryan's already in on it. He knows what's up. Rustbelt's Tech and Tool Podcast. All the Ugga-Duggas. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to that one because just the saying of the word Ugga-Duggas, that's pretty good. You get 2 for all the Ugga-Duggas. Knuckle busters. More Ugga-Duggas. We got 4 Ugga-Duggas. Do. So, looking forward, while we're going in through these, and you guys can keep, I guess, dropping them into the comments. I'm going to be doing quite a few things over the next week here. Crouching mechanic, hidden wrench.
That's funny.
That's a good one, Chris. Elbows deep in the Rustbelt. Mm-hmm. So this next week, we're going to be doing quite a few different things coming up. I've got a video that I did today, and I got it 90% of the way done. A little addition to the old Duramax. Ended up working with Boost Auto Parts, so we've got some cool new Boost Auto Parts stuff coming for that one. 11 and 5.
Yeah, I don't know what 11 and 5 are. Elbow deep in the Rustbelt.
Yep. Rustbelt Mafia. Everybody loves that Rustbelt Mafia.
3 people like that.
Yep.
Not everybody.
We need to make some Rustbelt Mafia shirts. That's what we should do.
Rustbelt Mafia would be good for your listeners.
Instead of the Golden Girls, do the Golden Wrenches. Or the Golden Wenches.
The Golden Wenches.
It just sounds like somebody with a bad speech impediment.
Sounds like the dude off Big Bang Theory.
What was his name? It's going to kill me. What's the guy's name in that has the speech impediment?
I can't think of it either. Kripke. Barry Kripke.
Barry Kripke. That's the one. Barry freaking Kripke.
And he loves the Golden Girls and the Golden Wenches. Golden Wenches.
Golden Wenches. Nifty Tools and Total Fools. That's a pretty good one.
Sorry, polls closed.
Write that one down. Just write that down. Nifty Tools and Total Fools. That one fills out a lot of check marks on that one. That one's going to be a finalist. I have a good feeling about that one there, buddy. Yep. So we've got the video coming up with some Boost Auto Parts stuff. I've got some more SP Tools things that I kind of need to work into the mix. Trying to get more toolbox organization done on that aspect so you guys can see all the cool stuff that I have in the new box here at the house. And I ordered some new organizational stuff for my box at work. Might be a little bit of a sin putting Matco things in a Snap-on box, but that's what's happening. Matco stuff is going in my Snap-on box. And it's going to be glorious because I said so. But yeah, that's what's going to be happening this next week, and then hopefully getting a couple of things. Any word from Toolbox Widgets and when he's shipping out? Yes, Andrew V. I know exactly when those are happening. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you when those things are happening, but they are going to be happening. Just letting you know. Oh no, not the Matco organizers. It'll be a different version to it. I got my own twist on this one, and it's going to work. It's going to work out. My box is pretty odd in some of the areas, and is definitely not the sockets. And my sockets are not getting touched in any way, shape, or form. I like what I have in my socket drawer. Who cares what tools in the box? If it gets the job done, makes money, that's what matters. Yep, that is very true. You got a big pre-order in. They are coming. I promise you on that one. Jonathan, who is the owner of Toolbox Widget, he's a really, really cool guy, and he's working his butt off on getting these things able to come out to the public in the best possible way, and they're on their way. So we'll say we'll be seeing them sooner rather than later. All orders will definitely be fulfilled, and there will be plenty more, unlike the first kind of generation came through where they sold out quite a few times. He's not going to have that issue. So once you get the original products and you like them, there's going to be plenty more where that came from. Those stickers, yep. You can have Snap-on box with Harbor Freight tools in it. Who cares? Pretty much, as long as it gets the job done. Or you could be a starter and you could be able to afford Snap-on tools. But you know what? Everybody on YouTube's going to give you shit for the rest of your life on having Snap-on tools as a starter. Not ranting or anything about these guys who keep on watching the Snap-on toolbox for the beginner mechanic or anything. But that's the only kind of comment that I get on that stupid video anymore. They get to get a crap load of views, but every single person on there, that's what they pretty much say. I got to the point this last week where I just like, man, do you guys copy and paste the responses on this video? Because I'm pretty sure 37 people have put the exact same comment in. The name only means so much as long as you don't split a knuckle trying to take things apart. Yep, exactly. I really wanted to start doing a couple of more tests also on not just tools, but shop supplies on top of that. So I think that's something I'm going to try to fit in here in the next couple of weeks. I've literally got a video list like 30 long right now that I'm trying to get to. I get one of those like, ooh, wow, that would be a good idea. Or maybe even one of you guys, which quite a few people have, you email me and say, hey, maybe this would be a good idea for a video. And it is. It's a fantastic idea. I just have so many things in the works that I'm trying to get to videos as fast as I can. But I've only got so many camera batteries and SD cards, and it's only so much time in the day to be able to edit videos and work and fix on my house at the same time as working flat rate at the shop. So, yeah, I try to get to them as fast as I can. If you guys do have any kind of suggestions for either videos or for Toolheads Crate, be sure to email me also. I'm always open to ideas on any of those also. We've got some really awesome stuff coming up here in the near future for Toolheads Crate. If you haven't gone over and checked that one out, make sure you do. As well as, don't forget the Rustbelt Mechanic GoFundMe account. We're not messing with that right now. We're almost done.
Just do it.
We'll do it later.
No, do it.
Captain?
Shut up.
So the Rustbelt Mechanic, we've got a GoFundMe account for a scholarship fund that I started out a couple of weeks ago. Gotten a couple of donations, and we're hoping to get it up a little bit higher. So if you guys want to be able to donate to the channel, go over to GoFundMe and just search Rustbelt Mechanic, and you'll see the Rustbelt Mechanic Scholarship Fund. We're going to be getting some donations for tools and tool costs for students who are going into the starting out the automotive program at Sinclair Community College in Dayton, Ohio. So we're going to be giving that one away to one or two lucky students there who have a good GPA after the first quarter, who attend classes regularly, and also have a good standing with the dealership and or shop that they work at while they are going to school. And we'll probably be doing interviews at the same time too, because we're hoping to get $3,000 to $5,000 in there, and that's a lot of money to be able to give somebody. Not a whole lot when it comes to tools, but to give somebody for starting out their tool collection as a new student is something that's going to be big for them. So make sure you guys, if you want to donate to the channel, you go over to GoFundMe and just search for Rustbelt Mechanic. I don't have the tag right here, also I'd put it in, but I've done lots of posts about it on Instagram and everything as well. Well, I think we've rolled around our time for this evening. I think that's all we're going to be doing tonight.
Hang on.
And what do you mean, hang on?
Just give me like 2 more seconds.
1, 2.
2 more seconds.
Oh my god.
Just talk for 2 more seconds, dude. I'm making something up so I can put it in chat.
You're making it? Captain Ron says he wants to wait. So we're waiting for the Captain Ron. Are you done yet?
Almost.
Are you done yet?
Almost.
Are you done yet?
I'm really close.
Are you done yet?
I'm really
Are
close.
you done yet?
Almost.
Are you done yet?
Almost there.
Are you done yet?
Wait for me.
Are you done yet?
Done.
Done.
Did it go in chat?
I don't see it.
Hang on.
Did YouTube shut you down?
Maybe.
Come on. Game of Thrones is on. No, Game of Thrones is not on. But there's a lot of other people who are live right now that I don't like stepping on their toes. They like doing their live streams from like 9 to, I don't know, like 1 a.m. or something stupid like that. Maintenance Man or Novotaz. Anybody else who wants to do live streams for marathons for 13 hours. Justin Dow. He might do a couple of them tonight on top of that. No, he's been doing a lot of family stuff this weekend. I'm trying to give him some slack here and there. But you better figure it out.
It's not letting me fucking paste it.
It won't do it. Well, it's not going to happen tonight. So we're calling it a night, boys and girls.
Before he leaves, watch his Instagram page. I made a survey poll. We're actually going to put it out on there so you guys can legit vote on what you want the podcast to be. There'll be a link for a SurveyMonkey link. You can go over there and vote, and then we'll go from there.
Did you throw in the good one from Junk from Work?
Which one?
The last one he wrote down.
What is the last one he wrote down? I went off this. Oh, no, I didn't put that one in there.
The one I told you to write down.
I wrote it on here.
Yeah, put it in there.
Working on it.
Junk from Work says he's going to send a live stream tonight. I will be in there for that one because I'm tired of talking. But I will interact with you people. Where is surveys? We're going to be doing... He's going to put it over on Instagram. We'll put it on there tonight. Well, that's all we've got for tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning into the channel. Keep checking out on the channel here over the next week. Lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. If you haven't, make sure you hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and make sure you turn on the bell notification for when those new cool videos drop this week. Thanks, guys. As always,